What's up, everybody? This is Reese Talks Wrestling here, and today I have my Elimination Chamber review. Now, before we get into this, make sure y'all leave a like, comment down below, and comment down your thoughts about the Elimination Chamber and everything that went down last night. Well, technically this morning, but still. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber match. I'm not going to talk about the kickoff show, because honestly, there's no point of talking about that. Me personally, I didn't enjoy it. It didn't really have any build to it. Kind of like another match in here, but because it was on the main show and not a kickoff, I'm gonna talk about it. And of course, it deals with the tag team titles. Let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Really good match. It was a really good match. I'm gonna leave it at good. I don't think it was great like some people have been saying, but it was a good Elimination Chamber match. I was not disappointed by it. I wanted more from it, but I wasn't disappointed by it, if that makes sense. There's four big things that I got out of this chamber. I know I got a little injury. I got to clean up the bandit and all that. Just ignore my finger, y'all. There's four big things that I got from this match, and that was Bianca's performance, Liv Morgan's performance, Tiffany Stratton's performance, and also the crowd involvement with her is phenomenal. And of course, Becky winning the Elimination Chamber. Let's start off with Bianca's performance. She really showed her strength throughout this. And the reason why I'm specifying Bianca and the likes of Liv Morgan is because they were in the final three. And I feel like they had the most impact on the entire chamber as a whole. I feel like Bianca had her impact when it came to her strength. She really looked unbeatable and almost unpinnable throughout the chamber. And Liv Morgan had some great, I really liked her style of wrestling here. I liked some of the techniques she did. I liked some of the she really proved all the people critiquing her in-ring work wrong throughout this Elimination Chamber. So I loved Bianca and Liv Morgan's work inside the ring. When it came to Tiffany Stratton, she had great in-ring work, but the way she was controlling the crowd, the way how over she felt, that's what matters the most. I've been hearing people say that she's almost as big as a pickup from NXT as Braun Breaker. I do disagree with that, but again, we have to see how their careers play out. But as of right now, Tiffany Stratton is amazing. She's doing great, and I want to see more from her. And as somebody who really wasn't into their character as much as other people were, that made me want to see more of Tiffany Stratton. It also made me want to see more of Liv Morgan, and then being able to pull off those amazing in-ring moves. The in-ring work was just great for this match. It was great. The in-ring work was great. The issue with this match is that the ending felt a little bit lackluster, but also there weren't a lot of narratives. It was like you got the best woman inside the ring, but there's no story behind it. There's no, hey, I got here because of this. It was just you qualify. And if this was a normal combat sport, I would get it. But this is our sports entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Our sports entertainment. So there has to be stories involved. There has to be something for us to grasp on as an audience. And me personally, I just didn't connect with that. I saw the in-ring, again, I keep saying it, the in-ring work is great, but when you're a wrestling fan, you're looking for something to grab on, something for you to hold on to a character. And me personally, I just didn't get it through a lot of the feuds and fights that happen. You know, there's certain times where, like, even let's just say the Royal Rumble, there's certain times where people they look at each other and they start fighting. You're like, oh my gosh, this person was from there and they had this feud last year and they have this building up and it's a big moment. I just didn't get that feel inside this Elimination Chamber when other people fought, if that makes sense. Also, when it comes to Becky's win, I do believe narratively this is the right decision. However, Becky's performance inside this chamber should have been really what Bianca's performance was if they were going to have her win. Because what you want to happen, and I'll get to Rhea Ripley and her match later on, but what you want to happen is you want Becky to come out looking as strong as possible. You don't want her coming out looking weak. You don't want her coming out looking like she got lucky to get the final pin at the Elimination Chamber. No, you want her to come out looking as strong as possible, because the weeks leading up to this Elimination Chamber and probably leading up to WrestleMania, it does not feel like Becky Lynch has it in her to beat Rhea Ripley. Now, I do predict that Rhea does retain at Mania. However, I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel like Becky has a chance, if that makes sense. Me personally, I think if Bianca won, I think if even Liv Morgan won, maybe if Tiffany Stratton won, then there could have been a possibility in the back of my mind, like, could they possibly beat Rhea? Could they finally do it? I think if you were gonna make Becky, which I do believe is the right winner for this match, win this match, then you have to make her look as strong as possible. But with that being said, everything else was fine. The match was solid. I don't think it's as good. I definitely don't think it was the best match of the night by any means. But it was a good match. It was a good Elimination Chamber, and everybody put on their best. But stories, narratives do matter more than in-ring work. And we'll see that with the next match coming up too. Up next, we have the Judgment Day match versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Great in-ring work. And again, that's where the good about this match end, just about. With the Women's Elimination Chamber, there's plenty of other stuff that you can say kind of fit narratively. Me personally, I don't. They had the right winner. But with this match, it's a match that just happened. And the issue that I have with Judgment Day is I feel like they've lost their edge as a heel faction. When you're a heel faction, you cheat to win, you use sneaky maneuvers, and especially when you have somebody named Dirty Dom and you have Dom at the sidelines, you use that to your advantage. And yes, Dom threw some cheap shots in at Pete and Tyler, but that's it. Like that's literally it. And he got ejected, and none of the stuff that Dom did led to Judgment Day having their win. I expected to see R-Truth there. I thought the whole Austria thing was just a mix-up. But no, they really just had R-Truth not there at all. My issue with Judgment Day is that they have to show me that they're a heel faction. Because when they go out, unless Dom gets the microphone, they aren't really getting booed for real. Unless they did something crazy the week before, they aren't getting booed for real. If anything, Rhea is over. I don't know. I mean, R-Truth is there, and it's making it even seem more like a babyface faction. What you want to do is you want to establish Judgment Day as, hey, we're not just going to come out because the way Judgment Day promos work is they come out, they go, Judgment Day runs this place. Y'all insert name of city. Y'all suck. We think y'all are horrible people. And that's it, right? I mean, trash talking the city and not doing anything heelish is, I mean, I just struggle connecting with that. So when you're cheating to win, when you're pulling off sneaky maneuvers and doing all types of stuff to get the up on the other team or get the up on your competitor, that's how heel factions work. I want to see more of that from the Judgment Day. But from an in-ring standpoint, this was a good match. And I think this was the perfect way to put that heel. When heels are having a good match and they're showing they're dominant, but they're just not strong enough, and having them cheat us out of a good match, that's kind of a feeling that I'm like, dang. I walk away by saying, dang, I wish that match wasn't interrupted. But at the same time, I also walk away saying that is some good heel work and they have to keep it up. And that's kind of what I want to see from the Judgment Day. Judgment Day won, and all they needed was a story. Also, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, they need personality, right? I'm not saying that they aren't capable of having it, but right now it's just not there. We need to connect them to the audience. It's a lot of issues that tag teams are having in general. They need personality, but this match was solid in the ring, and that's about it. And that matters, but just doesn't matter as much as character work. Next up, we had the Grayson Waller effect. Also, I expected more from this segment as well. I almost said match. This segment was okay. It was a pretty decent segment. Of course, Grayson Waller is funny. He's from Australia. He's putting up doing some heel work. You know, talking about The Rock, talking about acknowledge my tribal chief, acknowledge our tribal chief, and he's doing his thing. He's doing Grayson Waller, which is great. I'm kind of getting tired of Seth's same old promos. I don't like his gimmick right now, but I think the reason why we haven't been so vocal about it is because we respect Seth, and we're kind of in that era of we don't want to miss the fact that this is a good time in wrestling and that perhaps this could pass us by, so you want to be respectful as possible. But me personally, I'm getting sick of Seth's gimmick. I think Cody carried their segment that they had, and Cody said something very interesting, basically calling out The Rock, saying that anytime, anywhere before WrestleMania. So I don't think we're getting Cody versus The Rock, but I do expect a Rock response, if that makes sense. I expect a response either on Raw, SmackDown, Rock interrupts, but Cody did call out The Rock. That was really it. And then Austin Theory got jumped by Cody and Seth, and Grayson Waller really didn't do anything. People are speculating that could be possible babyface turn for Austin Theory. I don't see that fully, but I would like it. I think he should. I think he should change something. But right now, I just don't see that happening. I also think Theory needs more than just a babyface turn for his character to work. I think he needs a completely do a complete 180 with whatever he's doing right now. It's not that he doesn't have the talent. It's just that what he has isn't working. Yeah, but overall, the Grayson Waller effect was all right. That's nothing special. I'd say if you missed it, just watch a recap on YouTube. It's nothing to go back and try to rewatch on Peacock or anything like that. Nothing too special happened on there. Next, we have the men's chamber match. To me, this was the match of the night. It wasn't a great chamber, but I would say it's a little bit better than the women's. It had a lot more action. It was a little bit more fast. I wouldn't say fast paced, but the action had impact, if that makes sense. Starting off with Randy Orton, I really should be getting into Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, how they were. That feud is great. That rivalry is great. Even if Logan Paul gets into another rivalry, which it looks like he is, if Kevin Owens gets into another rivalry, them having that beef and it continuing and always having that tension every time they're near each other, that's something fun and keeps us on the edge every time we see them on screen, especially when we see them on screen together. Also, a great performance by Bobby Lashley. The spear through the pod to Kevin Owens was amazing. I'm pretty sure was it Kevin or Logan? I forgot. I'm pretty sure it was. Actually, I think it was Logan. Yeah, that was insane. I loved it. I expected some type of crash through a pod. You want to see action in Elimination Chamber. I think the reason why this Elimination Chamber wasn't as hoorah and sparky as it usually is because it didn't have as many of those crash and burn moments. But that, give credit to where it's due. Bobby Lashley is pushing 50 and he's giving us spots like that. Thank you, Bobby Lashley. Back to Randy Orton. I don't know if it was kayfabe or not. I don't know if he was just really good at selling, but his back looked like it hurt. And if Randy Orton is selling, he is the greatest. I know Dolph is up there. I know all these other names, but like he got me. He got my family. He has a majority of the internet right now. At least it's half and half. I mean, I couldn't tell you if he was selling or not, but it looks like he was legitimately hurt. And if he is, I pray for a speedy recovery. But I do find it kind of fishy that nothing was kind of said by WWE themselves. So, hopefully it is all just a part of the story. He was just selling it really good. And he hit some really good spots in this match. The RKO on Logan was amazing. When Drew's picking him back up, he hits Drew with an RKO. Great. I liked it. I liked the match. I liked the Orange performance. Everybody had a good performance. I expected a little bit more from LA Knight, but that was it. LA Knight didn't have much offense, but what I did like, what happened to LA Knight, I didn't like it in terms of me being a fan. What I like in terms of being a reviewer and seeing the story play out is AJ Styles coming in and attacking LA Knight. That was amazing. And I think that needed to happen because LA Knight wasn't having much offense, but he was still kicking out the moves. And to finally put the nail in the coffin to LA Knight, AJ Styles comes and interrupts. That builds a feud for Mania. And I don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't know. Again, not every feud needs a title, but I do want a mid-card belt on either one of those people. So put in all those, even if we have after Drew McIntyre, we saw LA Knight, he tweeted at Drew McIntyre earlier today. All that, we can potentially be having a LA Knight, AJ Styles feud, or even be getting a lot of people in the mix of the WHC, the World Heavyweight Championship, after Seth loses it at WrestleMania, which is what I predicted. But overall, great match. AJ Styles comes, he interrupts as I think Bobby Lashley is leaving. He attacks LA Knight, and LA Knight gets pinned by Drew McIntyre, which could lead to a Drew versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles feud. We also had Logan Paul and Randy. Logan Paul got the brass knuckles out his pants. He has them in his hand. He's finna hit Drew with them. Randy RKO 1, 2, 3 packs up Logan Paul, and then Randy's setting up. I think he was setting Drew up for an RKO, and out of nowhere, Logan comes back with the brass knuckles, and Drew McIntyre finishes off Randy, and he wins the match. Again, good match. I like the match. I think it was the best match on the card tonight. Second, right ahead of the next match coming up. But I liked the right person won, and there were multiple stories and narratives going on, and I think that's what Elimination Chamber needs. Really, any match that involves more than one. Really, any match in general, but especially when that involves more than one person. So, great match. All props to everybody who's putting their bodies on the line. And Randy, if you are not selling, I wish you a speedy recovery. If you are selling, you got me. You got a lot of people. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Last but not least, let's get into the Rhea's main event. Again, Rhea's from Australia. The Australian crowd was on her side. She had her family sitting in the front row. This was an above average match. It wasn't the best match, but I enjoyed the match. However, again, back to the Judgment Day, me personally, I didn't like the fact Rhea won clean. I felt like if you're going to have Becky win and she doesn't have this big performance, you have Rhea almost get slaughtered. And again, Rhea, I know she's getting cheered, but she's still portrayed as a heel. You have to have Rhea. Win as a heel. And she's still going to get cheered by the Australian crowd. But this should have been the one battle, especially how they've been building up Nia Jax, that Rhea just can't win without interference from Dom, interference from the Judgment Day, grabbing something while the ref's distracted, stuff like that. And the crowd would have popped for her still, right? Because she's still Australian. People love Rhea in general, but it felt like I was watching a face Rhea Ripley versus a heel Nia Jax. And the babyface Rhea Ripley somehow found a way through her courage and strength and the crowd of Australia to pull off a win. I didn't feel like I was watching a heel, which she's portrayed as. Again, if you want to push this narrative that Judgment Day is a heel faction that's being bothered by R-Truth, then you have to have them do heel stuff. Jumping R-Truth is literally the most heel thing that they've done as a faction, and even that was kind of... even Damian Priest was like, man, I don't want to do... Like, having a sympathetic heel is fine. Having dominant heels is fine. But again, you have to let me know they're a heel. I need to be able to turn on the TV on a random day and be like, okay, these are the bad guys. I shouldn't be rooting for them. Or if I like bad guys, I'm going to root for them. Either way, it was a good match. It was a good match. The right person won. I don't want to see Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. So the right person won. Yeah. I still have Rhea winning at Mania. But overall, I gave Elimination Chamber a 7.5. It was a decent match. Decent PLE. Again, I think Judgment Day's biggest issue is that they have to actually act heel. I liked all the winners. This was a very predictable Elimination Chamber. Sometimes that's fine. Do the right thing. Make the right decisions. That being said, been Maurice, your host on Reese Talks Wrestling, and I'll see y'all not next PLE, but I believe Monday I'll see y'all, or even tomorrow. I think I have some news to cover tomorrow. So yeah, let me know what y'all think, and do y'all really think, before you leave, she watched the entire video, do y'all think that Randy Orton is legitimately injured, or is it just him being kayfabe, him selling really good? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video, and make sure y'all watch any more of my content. If y'all want to see any more updates, make sure y'all hit that bell. I'll see y'all next time.